Do you want to know more about the relationship? Click on the next video below that. And I'm going to show this.
We're going to get more. I want a little bit of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is how he stays in love with his wife.
Whenever I feel underappreciated as a wife, I, not so coincidentally, put on Armageddon. And he calls me
crying. I love you so much. Fucking show kills me every time. I bet you I've watched that movie 17 times.
He's a big softie. He really cares about people. You wouldn't necessarily get that from his persona because sometimes he comes off really tough drill sergeant and he can be really hard on everybody around him. He's hard on himself, but he's really a softie.
That's funny. Come on. That's peak content. Where are they coming up with this shit? What is this? What is that video?
Like, this is why SNL can't like pop off like it used to.
No, this is crazy.
Because it's like, well, you're going to make a skit? This whole Armageddon thing is great.
Like, what?
Bro, SNL would have made a whole skit movie about that in 1995.
Yeah.
Like being that? Like, I just put on Armageddon. He's like, I love that show. I cry every time. You cry? I'm like, it's okay. Everyone can love what they love. I mean, I asked Woody once what his favorite movie was of all time, and he was like Avengers Endgame. And like, you know what? But is it crazy though? There's like 10 years of buildup of expensive movies. They pulled it together. But you got to be on one if you're like, that's my favorite. Because then you're like, my favorite movie is the movie where 30 other movies had to be made for my movie to be sick. And it's like, of course, I get it. I love Endgame. I love Endgame. So
by the way,
but like Armageddon, Armageddon's a great movie, dude. Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah. But do you think I'm gonna be like, yeah, whenever we're having a tough time in the marriage, pop on Armageddon and everything's good again?
Well, listen, whenever my wife and I are having a tough time, I just put on T2, like Terminator 2, and it's like things are good, bro. Like right after that, like either that or Pumping Iron, one of the two. Like that last scene in T2,
my
fixes my relationship,
my wedding, my marriage. My marriage is going through tough times.
Oh, okay.
I put on Borat, and I'm like, my wife.
Yeah, my wife's very nice.
My wife.
Yeah, like Armageddon. Like I like it. Like this is funny because their whole life is curated online, and I feel like you have to get more and more ridiculous with the content. And so I'm like, do they have a comedy writer on staff? Like, who's here? Like, who's deciding this? Like, they have a team. They have a production team.
Sometimes all it takes is like a nephew or something.
Yeah, he's like, yo, Armageddon.
And he's like, yeah, so you watch Armageddon.
Like, I have
crazy Armageddon.
Crazy movie.
For those that don't know, there's a meteor, an asteroid coming to the Earth that's going to blow it up. But if before it passes a certain point, if they manage to drill it in half, then it'll split in two and miss the Earth. So they get the best fucking ragtag group of oil drilling boys that you ever seen and put them through a grueling training process because you got to turn these drilling boys into astronauts so they can go up there and drill that asteroid in half, which is hilarious because a lot of people are always just like, well, instead of doing that, why aren't the astronauts like, hey, can you give us that drill?
Yeah.
Show me how to turn on that drill, and I'll do all the other shit of going up to fucking space that I've been training my whole life to do instead of these guys coming to use the, you know what I mean?
Enough.
Crazy, dude. It's not.
You need Bruce and Ben looking nice and dirty out there.
Being like, hey, I'll blow up the asteroid. Yeah. You go fuck my daughter.